work is that you can import goods from various different companies, and you can, say, export goods from various different companies. This will be dependent on your rating, your crown rating, and it'll be sort of a contract that locks you in for a period of time. And what this effectively says, I believe, is that per every 3 months here, provided that we have a select amount of planks, for example, we will be able to sell those planks at a value greater than, say, what you would usually get for them. And that is, so then we can sort of add trade ships to this list here, and we can just sort of sell goods like that. So I think we'll build, for now, I think we'll start off by building a few more food production places to meet those requirements there. And then afterwards, I think we will, say, try to build something to produce planks, because it looks like planks are currently something that will be very, very profitable to make. So I'm just going to get this wharf built, and this will produce food. And that'll effectively add another food source here for food variety to our nation, and that'll increase the food rating like that. And as you can see here, there's quite a few different things that you can do to increase your rating just going off of this Alamac menu. So another thing that we can do right now is that it looks like we have 7 unemployed people, and if we employ them, that'll of course increase job quality, and this wharf increases that by about 4 people. So I'll get those things to build, and I think we'll increase our food quality by 1 more by building, say, a ranch. And let's just get something to produce, say, maybe like cattle, which would be milk and meat, or perhaps maybe something like goats, or I think llamas don't provide any actual food. I think we'll do a cattle one. And what we have to do here is that we just have to find a nice spot for it, pluck it down, and again, we want to build a road for it. You know, inside the very first Tropico game, they had roads, but they actually didn't have any cars, and it was very like this. I mean, ever since Tropico 3, you can build this garage, and don't make the mistake, you can still do it as a parking lot inside this game. But it'll take a bit, since we can only unlock it during the World Wars period. And these roads will just make people walk slightly faster, so yeah, that'll be that. And once this builds, we can add just a tiny bit more to our food quality. Now let's see that, you see here that the freighter is exporting some goods, and it'll export a select worth of those goods. And now, I believe how it works is that, at least from what I remember, we don't get the full value of the cash from the whole export business over here. We only get, say, a portion of that. But the main thing is that as your country sort of exports things, more people will start to show up on your nation, or on your what's it called? Island. There we go. And as that sort of happens, you can of course tax them, and you can add more people there.
It is your will alone that keeps Tropico together. Without you, the entire island would crumble to dust and be lost forever.
Okay, so it looks like the game wants us to sort of take a look at the dynasty portion here. So, it looks like, what can we do here? Oh, it looks like they've recently discovered that El Presidente here has about 65 cousins, and, well, we want to narrow that number down somehow. So let's do a synchronized swimming competition.
As the air was born, all animals became quiet. A light shone through the skies, and La Chupacabra herself went to the crib and bowed to the infant. At least, that is what we will write in the history books.
Right, so now what this will do is that it'll just effectively spawn a new heir for us. And, well, we have the altruist skill, and what we can do effectively from here is that from here we can pick out the skill that our heir will have out of these 3. So we have Green Thumb increases tourist rating by 5, and that'll make it easier to attract tourists, obviously, inside the future once those elements are unlocked. We can do the Magnate thing, self-explanatory. The one that I really like to use is the Supervisor one, because I really like to build things. And it looks like our heir to the throne is an incredibly hairy, hobo hairstyled man. I don't know what to say to this, so I think we'll just say, okay, that works. So that'll effectively put us here with El Presidente, and we can select him. He will effectively be some guy who walks around the map here. And with him, I can actually get him to supervise, say, a building, I believe.
Just discovered the number of times you need to get hit by.
and that will get him to make, say, a certain building slightly more effective. So I'll get him to, say, make this construction office slightly more effective, so building effectiveness will increase. He's currently not El Presidente because, well, Granardo Ramirez is El Presidente, so we don't get that global effect of construction increase. I believe that's the case. To be frank, I'm not sure about it. It may stack up, but I think if it does stack up, that would be like super cheap to exploit.
While His Majesty finds your island's backwardness most amusing, he is now worried that it will... His Royal Majesty has instructed me to present you with this letter of commendation for your achievements in the name of the Empire.
That's kind of a weird thing to do, but alright, I mean, that works. So it looks like the game issued us an order to research the sickle tech, and since we've already done that, it looks like it just instantaneously completed it. So I will use that to extend our mandate extension time. So I believe how this introductory scenario works is that usually you don't have a mandate time. Usually it'll just be like the year counting upwards instead of down. But at the end of the mandate time, you have the option to declare independence and throw a revolt. But yeah, it has the chance of losing, so you want to be well prepared, obviously, when that happens.
His Royal Majesty would like to know more about your island, old chap. Be a good fellow and send a few men out to explore the island a bit.
Right, so we want to build a military fort or send a group from our palace, and we can send, say, a group of people to just effectively scout out the island here. As you may have noticed, there's this sort of like light fog. No, this isn't sand from the terrain. It's this light fog of war surrounding your island, and it just effectively says that you can't exactly see here or there right now. So, just a brief shout out. I mean, if you've enjoyed the playthrough so far, be sure to, like and subscribe to the video, as that does help me out quite a bit.
I found this book in your office, Governor. It's written by Comrade Marx.
And apparently Comrade Marx is a big fan of banana plantations. So I think we'll build one over here, I guess. And right, so I think do we have any shacks on our nation? No? Okay, there we go. Never mind then. I was going to say I probably need, say, there's one right here. I was going to say that we probably need a few more houses, but I think we're good for now.
His Majesty personally inspected several reports from your colony.
Right, so we should probably upgrade some plantations, and we should probably build one more, so I think I'll do that. But in the meantime, let's send out an expedition, and let's check out what we can sort of find inside this area.
Thanks to your efforts, the revolutionary movement is growing stronger.
Right, so the revolution will continue, and I suppose we'll just import some revolutionaries. And let's check that Alamac again to check the factions inside our country right now. So it looks like we have 19 supporters of the revolution and 40 supporters of the royalist, or rather the crown faction over here. So in that case, I think what we have to do here is we'll have to remove, say, some of these royalists somehow, either by converting them or by killing them off. So I think we'll just continue completing these objectives, which increase the quality of life a little bit again. And we'll put down, say, a tavern, which is an entertainment building, so that'll make it so that people have some entertainment in their lives, again increasing our approval rating. And likewise, some people might not prefer taverns, so we'll put down a church for them. And the religious, there's a religious faction inside the game, so we'll have that there. And coming from El Presidente's palace, we have a large cast of these guys, and these are effectively like the military people. And they come out as a group of people like here. Usually they have, like, the classic army green berets, red berets type of look for the soldiers, but I think in the colonial time they have like muskets and stuff. So they're going out here and they are just sort of slowly pushing back this fog of war here, and they're just going to gradually do their thing there. Right, so
great news! We found out how to use the muskets the crown sent us. Apparently, all you have to do is pull the trigger.
Right, so that'll unlock the military fort. And that is sort of a nice building that you can pluck down, and I'll show you guys that here. Yeah, so it will provide you a squad of colonial infantry, and that can be used to do some scouting here and there. Oh, do we not have a minister for the church? Right, well, you can import people. Sometimes the workers inside select location, oh, there we go, will need different levels of education. And with that said, you technically should build a school to, say, do that yourself, but in certain scenarios, such as here, you can't exactly do that, or you can't exactly have that there. Right, so coming from here, I think we'll do the newspaper building, and then we'll do the red tape building.
The expedition has made a wonderful discovery, a peculiar, wide-eared marsupial. What shall we name it?
Right, so we have the option to name it after one of our dynasty members, increasing our stash of Swiss reserves, and that'll just increase the amount of score we have. Or alternatively, we can gain a 6 months mandate extension and increased revolutionary support. I think we'll go with that. Right, so we'll do that. Looks like we're starting to roll in money, so that's good. Freighter sells some of the stuff. The money is... some money should be deposited in our account fairly soon, where I believe it is already deposited from this amount. And did it drop off any people? No. Right, so going forwards, let's see what we can do here.
For their ideals, you must be ready to take lives for yours.
And oh no, it looks like several royalists have been killed. Looks like 5 royalists have been killed. And with that said, sort of balances that support out a little bit, but does remove some of our manpower here. And it looks like we're starting to get a large area of the island, a good exploring. So it looks like we'll be able to use this area now. Right, so coming from here, let's see. So we have a tavern. That tavern should be manned by a few illiterate people. I'm not saying that they are dumb people, I'm just saying that is the education that they require. And that will, of course, add a little bit of happiness there.
Is still doing rather poorly compared to your neighbors, Puerto Coco and Isla Rojo, isn't?
Well, no, we are not going to pay
Comrade
any of those
Governor,
extra taxes.
The more I read the works of Comrade Marx, the more sure I am that our revolution must be a socialist revolution. Thanks to your efforts, the revolutionary movement is growing.
Right, so that'll just sort of complete
Comrade
that.
Governor, we need to inspire...
And it looks like that'll be another
Disaster.
mission done just
The
like that.
revolutionaries
Wow.
are demanding that you insult the king.
Oh. Wow. Well, okay, so it looks like we've come up against the first disaster for this playthrough, I suppose. So yeah, sometimes these crises will appear and they will ask you to choose between a different thing. I was actually more surprised by the fact that 18 people came to our island at once. But anyhow, I guess
The
we'll
best way
insult the
to
king.
insult the king would be to seduce his queen. That is obvious.
So we'll do that, and I think we'll send... I suppose this will start up the revolution very soon, like. So I think we'll just go with this, and we'll send Penultimo here, our general, to go
I
over
am
there.
the very model of a modern major general.
And, oh well, to send her out, we'll just sort of start that off like such. Right, so I'm a little bit worried right now. Is there enough housing for everybody over here? There probably is, but I think I'll build a few more, say, houses over here to keep the busy construction crews busy. And now let's check that Alamac once more. Where is it? There we go. So yeah, food is decent, entertainment seems to be a little bit low, crime safety is high, job safety is slightly better now, but seeing as how there's a wave of people coming in, housing and unemployment has gone up, and religion is decently alright. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's build, say, a luxury entertainment opera house. Just sort of because we want to increase that luxury rating again. And I think we'll put that next to the palace here. So, with our money, we should probably meet some of these objectives before doing anything else. So I think I'll just buy these improvements right here. And that will make it so
His
that
Royal Majesty
we just
has
finish that off
instructed
right
me
like
to
that.
present
And we'll get another subsidy amount of cash like such. So, going from there, we have those things done. I think it's time to perhaps build a mansion so that our people so that some people at least have some better housing. So put that over there. And for now, I think we'll start to build up our industry a bit. So here's what I'll do. Get the road here, and we'll build it close to the coast here. And the reason being is that I want to check if that trade offer for, say, logs or planks is still available. Unfortunately, it isn't. But what we can do now is that, and this is like, personally I like to do this inside my games to earn a bit of cash, but what we can do is that we can set up a logging camp here, and I'm actually going to build multiple ones of these because I find them to be extremely profitable once they're set up. So we'll build 2, and we will build a few residential areas as best as we can near this road. It looks like we'll only be able to build them near the well, no, we can squeeze a few inside the back here, but we'll build a few areas for the people to live and to man this area. And then afterwards, like, we can build this lumber mill as soon as we have the cash, of course, and that'll be a nice way to produce some extra
I
cash.
understand you are still struggling with trivial things like money.
And perfect, that guy sends us some extra cash, so later on we'll be able to build that lumber mill. So I think,
we need...
oh, that's right, we forgot about that mission to hire a governor or a manager for one of these locations. In that case, I think I'll come over here to the tavern, because we only have one of these places, and we'll hire a foreman over here. So that should...
Thanks to your efforts, the revolutionary movement is growing strong.
Yeah, so that should finish up that area, and that'll allow us to gain some more educated people.
Presidente, after some...
And the newspaper has
We, the
unlocked.
people of Tropico, demand the right to bear rams. Wait, that's not right. There's a typo here.
Alright, well, so that kind of opens up the game even more. So it'll unlock this newspaper building, and what this newspaper will do here is that it will, as soon as we build it, it will
My
allow
career
us
as a
to
weatherman is
increase.
over. I promised everyone a warm and sunny day, and now we have a tornado.
Oh wow. Oh no, and already a disaster. Like a true disaster, so it looks like... oh no, there's a tornado. Oh crap, that is... no, no, not the library. Ah, we got lucky that time. So this is probably like the second video in, and already we've had like we've had a crisis and a disaster
I
already.
am back in the game. I can now accurately predict rains of cattle, shack, and furniture across the entire island. Here.
Right, so the good thing about this, I mean, is that we're rather the thing about this is that at least the game gives us, say, a little repause, and that it gives us some cash to rebuild. So it looks like it'll just take a little bit of time to, say, build these areas, and that'll be that.
The Crown requires a great many tons of your crops to help pay for this massive project.
Let's see. We can send half, we can send the original amount, where we can send double. I think we'll just send half and get some more support with the revolutionaries here. We'll just go forth from there. And oh no, more of these shacks are appearing now. So hopefully those will be resolved once we have the construction all done up. And you know what, guys, I'm going to take a quick break here, so I'll save the game. But when we come back, we will continue with Tropico 5. So I'll see you guys then. And always, be sure to like and subscribe. Bye-bye till then.